great. But mate, hey, look at it this way. You are now Nostradamus because you have picked 4-1. Last week, you picked it.
4-1.
And I'll be honest, mate, no one picks that. Not any of the other pods, not anything. But my point is, I've shat on you for a long while. Maybe we are going up. Maybe we are doing back to back to back because you are Nostradamus now.
Well, let's see how this shit goes today. G'day. This is the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast, your go-to for all things Wrexham AFC. Join us as we chat about the highs and lows of our favourite footy club. She'll be right, mate. G'day, beard brethren, Sheilas, fuckheads, and just all-round legends. What a fucking week it's been. Welcome to the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. I'm your host, Rousey. That sexy motherfucker over there, soon to be coming to WA, is Adrian. Mate, how's it going?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm super pumped. For those who don't know, Rouse is over in WA. I am in South Australia. We've actually never met in person, and we've done this podcast for officially a year. And I'll be real, it has been an absolute tailspin because our mate Mark has come up with the goods and is going to put me up. So is Rousey. Both of them putting me up over in WA. I have family there. I have people there, but they're now my family. I think I'm excited to just see them and see my brothers in arms and get shit faced, really.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun. You're going to be coming flying back with one hell of a sore head.
So that's because you've done a lot of weird things during my sleep, I feel, to my bald head. That's what I'm worried about, mate.
Don't fall asleep before me, boy.
It's like fucking school camps all over again.
Oh, it's insane. Well, we got so much to pack into this episode. We are going to be giving our EFL League One predictions for the 24-25 season.
Woo.
In true Two Beards fashion, we all have to agree on what it is. It's going to be interesting. Could be a long
this episode will go for 4 hours. Like just a warning. If it means we have to agree on it, it's all right. Let's start with 24th. Fuck you. That's it. That's it.
So we'll get some quick housekeeping out of the way. We have a fuckhead program. Got to get into that.
I'm just getting that.
So we've actually just qualified for monetization on YouTube as well. So you may be seeing ads on YouTube now, but if you want ad-free shit and you want early access to our podcast every single week, you want giveaways in our fans-only private Discord.
Get in me.
And you want shout-outs every single week. It'll cost you $5 a month. So we give that back a hell of a lot. Oh, we also have a merch store that we give you discount off 10% discount off all Two Beards related merch on twobeardsmedia.com.
Speaking of merch, one of our fuckheads, just a quick shout out before we do the whole shout out. What did our mate Anthony do? What did he do for us?
Andy? Was it Anthony?
It was Anthony, my friend.
It was Anthony. Okay.
Let's just double check it so I don't look like a twat, because I'm pretty sure it was.
The professionalism of Two Beards.
We're just so good at our job. Like, why we haven't been picked up? It was Anthony. So okay, I'm not going crazy. Anthony wore a Two Beards red cap. This one I'm actually wearing on stream right now. He wore it to the both games. Actually, he wore it to the Chelsea game, and then I believe he went to the Portland game with the women's. And I'll be honest, man, like that tripped me the fuck out. Like I know we have people all over the world listening to us, but to see it with a picture of Stephen Fletcher and our man Anthony next to each other, with that cap on, it was like, that's the closest Two Beards is ever getting to a Wrexham player, before a restraining order, cough, cough, Elliot Lee, cough, cough, Rousey.
Elliot Lee has not given me no restraining order.
But speaking of our lovely people, I got to give them all a shout out now
Yes,
because
we've
I
got to give the shout outs. Give the shout outs, Adrian,
love
every
it.
single week. If you want to be part of this list, $5 a month, patreon.com/twobeards. Links will be in the description down below, or you can go to twobeards.com or twobeardsmedia.com and you'll have access to all our links through there.
100%. He's got it. Nailed it. Twobeards.com, motherfucker. So we have got our lovely executive producers, Sarah, Jake. Jake, I haven't heard from you in a while, mate. I bloody love you. Hope you're doing well. Anthony as well, repping the Two Beards. Sarah also went to the games as well, guys. Executive producers all up in that Wrexham Rex Coast tour. And we also have Welsh Techie and Bryant. If you have been to the games or you've been to any of them, I know Welsh Techie went to the first game before the Rex Coast tour, and then the rest of them, it looks like they've all been gallivanting around the USA. We've also got Dan, David, Drew, Mark, Deandra, Anthony, John, Chris, Will, Andy, Aaron, Ryan, Rousey, Adrian. That's us.
To our fuckheads, we love you. A lot of them were actually on came on an interview that I was part of, which I bet you anything Adrian has not listened to yet.
Why would I listen to you in my spare time when I listen to you all the time?
So you will learn a lot about me if you went to this interview. So local pundit had me on his show. Head over there, give him a like and subscribe. He's chasing 1,000. We got him really close. So he's just edging on 1,000 views on subscribers. So let's see if we can get him over the line. But he had me on for an interview and he called me Royal Rousey, which was fucking amazing. Now I may or may not have been a little bit sleepy and a little bit stoned, but it was a really in-depth interview and I actually opened up a lot and shared a lot about my life. So if you are interested in that and there's a lot of stuff to talk about, head over there, give it a watch because it is well and truly worth a watch. And while you're over there, give him a like and subscribe.
No one loves Rousey more than Rousey, and I love it.
Hey, he wants to get you on for an interview too. So
I'll talk about you the whole time, big fella. I love you. You're my light of my life, and I'm glad you got to open up. And I will definitely give it a check because I love local pundit and I love everything that he does. Lovely gentleman, and again, we're very lucky to have like such a cool group of friends that are all doing pods, watch-alongs, again everything from and we're lucky, man. We're really lucky. So I'm just happy about it. So I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to watch that one later this evening to put myself to sleep in a nice way because of the soothing towns of Rousey.
Stay tuned because there may be the Adrian interview coming up on that channel,
which will be called the Adrian interview. It's all about Rousey. And it's just me. It's going to be like Dr. Phil, but like he'll be like, so why do you think that Rousey gets to you the way that he does? I'm like, if he talks about fucking Elliot Lee's dick again, I'm out. I quit. I'm done.
But speaking of that, we're just going to, just before we get into our predictions, we do have some games to talk about.
Best segue I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep going, nail it down. So our boys have been in America. We played Bournemouth, we played Chelsea, and we played the Vancouver Whitecaps. Now, quickly touching on this, it's no small feat that we played Bournemouth and Chelsea and held them both to a draw. I mean, granted that the Bournemouth game was an own goal, but still, it's a goal. It counts. We held them to a draw. Now, I said on the podcast last week, said, if we can back this result up against Chelsea, then we're going to be fucking all right. And what did we go and do, Adrian?
100% backed it up to the nines. That Chelsea game, I don't think I've been that proud of any team in any form of preseason competition than I was of Wrexham against Chelsea. Even just from the opening fucking minute where James McLean was going to snap what's his fucking face from Chelsea in half. And was it Colwell? Oh, fuck, who knows? Anyways, who cares? He's irrelevant. McLean just, you know what? When he wears that captain's armband, regardless if he's doing his usual antics or if he's actually, putting the ball in to the back of the net. He brings something to this side when he's got that captain's armband on that gets me fucking excited. And I know Paul Mullen will be the captain and he'll be vice and he'll stand in. Jeez, it's good to have
I
Captain McLean.
disagree. I think McLean's going to be captain.
Oh, I'm not
There's
saying
just
that.
something about him. There's
I'm not
something
saying I don't
about
want that.
him.
I'm just saying it's if we're going off of last year, it will be that where it'll be Mullen captaining and McLean backing that up. And I think it's purely due to the cool head of Paul Mullen, really, is what it comes down to. I don't think it's about passion, because if it was about passion, I mean, both of them are passionate about this club. They'd top each other every time. But honestly, mate, what a time to be a Wrexham fan. And I know a lot of Chelsea fans came out during it going, there was actually a really good mixed view of fans saying, good job, well done. You really played well, or the opposite, where they're like, it's only a friendly, get over your fucking selves, blah, blah, blah. It's like, guys, you have to understand, we're not in the Premier League. We're not even in the fucking championship. We're in the League One, which we don't even know where we could be. We might go back down to League Two. Who knows? So you're telling me that it doesn't matter. And I'm sorry, but people got so excited when fucking
You
what's
know
it
what?
called?
It fucking does matter when
It
your
does.
side is worth over $500 million and you're playing a full strength team, and even though you're swapping them out every half or whatever, you're still playing a full strength Chelsea side, and we held them to a draw. And
Mm,
I got to say, I was fucking proud. I've
mm.
never been prouder of our team. Even like it's just so good to watch. And that Marriott goal, and heed my word,
Dolby assist. Woo,
Marriott, I think he's in for a big year. I think
huge,
he's going to
huge
prove
year, Chief.
why he's in our team. And I mean, just the chase down, the tackle, the kick over to Dolby having the nous to actually respond to Marriott's call, because Marriott got straight back up and started running down the pitch, played him onside, open air, goalkeeper, one-on-one, clean, clean as anything, left footer, straight past. Oh, it was so good. That is stuff of dreams. Stuff
And
of,
you know what's good about both those games is we led both those games. Do you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, and I know that but then you should have kept your lead and blah, blah, blah. But we rotated players on and off at these times. We made different changes. Fucking Seb I mean, we're going to get into him in a moment. I'm sure when we talk about Vancouver, but Jesus Christ, we've got someone. We've got Dobby and Seb have been my absolute standouts of this entire transfer window. And I know that we've got multiple players and we've tried different things and blah, blah, blah. But no, I mean, there was someone, I think it was Fearless and Devotion, I want to say. No, it might have been Jamie from Eat More Chips, but they said that Seb might even walk into that position. And we mentioned it briefly. What does it look like for Mendy? Oh, it looks a bit troubling. Nah, mate. Seb walks in. Seb walks in
yeah.
into that position. So I'm really, really I love Mendy and I really hope he can fight for his position and maybe it makes him even better. But dude, Seb is on fire.
Well, it's the hard part, isn't it? Like every year, um, you got to let people go. The team changes up. People will lose their spots. People that you've grown um passionate about and become a fan of, or every single person on that team plays plays for the badge, plays for this, you know, and you can't help but feel connected to them and want them to do well. But then comes the end of the year and the team's got to let people go. The team's got to change up. And more so for us because we're jumping from League Two to League One, which is a massive, massive jump. We're in with the big boys now. Um, people are going to lose their spots. More people are going to have to leave or not get registered that may have had an absolute stellar standout League Two season, but now they're in League One. It's a different ball game, and it's sad and it fucking sucks and it hurts. But
And I mean, we're talking
this is
like
the evolution
it's
of the
already
club.
been. I mean, we're already talking like it's cemented. It doesn't mean that he's not playing. It just probably means he does what he was doing when McLean was playing that position and plays off of the bench. But McLean's already shown how versatile he is and can play around that midfield area. I mean, the guy's huge. I'm not saying we do it, but you could argue for a case that he could just plop him at centre back because he's just so fucking big that he could just out muscle someone running at him. But look, that we are very lucky. But the Whitecaps game, I think, showed how the MLS is big. I'm not doubting it. Fucking Messi's playing for Miami. Let's not diminish this league because it is growing ever so much. There's new franchises coming into that every year. They've got so many teams now. I think they've got something like 30 teams. It's crazy. But to play against an MLS team, I know that probably wasn't as full strength as they would like, or even what we would have liked. But to do 4-1 and to get that big scoreline, to have the rotation of scorers that we talked about before, that's just showing what Wrexham's all about. I mean, Jordan Davis has played little to no game time last season, except for when he did, he came out and destroyed Mansfield in the trophy.
Did you hear their coach in the pre-media interview? The pre-game interview, it's like, oh, they're a fake League One side. They're probably more like a championship side. He said that about us.
It's a compliment. It definitely is a compliment, but I think at the end of the day, they're also needing to protect their own brand because, let's be honest, there is a lot of talk about where is the MLS on the pecking order? Could an MLS team beat a championship team? Could it beat a League One team or a League Two? Well, we're starting to probably see here. It's probably MLS is probably League One standard, just by that score.
Can I just say this with all sincerity to my lovely North Walian listeners and avid Wrexham followers? I'm really sorry that an Australian scored against you.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh,
I mean, it means he's probably going to get himself a spot in the squad, possibly. But
that was a worldie of a goal too.
It was a great goal.
It was a
and you know what? Goal. It's one of those things where you're like, we're all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an Aussie thing. It's not like, oh God, it's like, hey, look.
He came from Adelaide City as well.
Adelaide City, mate.
What the fuck, man? From Adelaide. And he's doing shit like that in the MLS.
Was he Adelaide United player, or is he from the lower league in Adelaide City? Because if he's Adelaide City, that's even worse because the Adelaide City.
I heard him say Adelaide City.
So therefore, because Adelaide United is A League. Then there's the NPL South SA, so NPL SA, which is what I talked about coaching in the under 16s version of it. Anyways, not the point. Point is Adelaide City. I've got a polo of them because they're my like NPL club that I like to follow, as well as obviously my team I coach, Para Hills. But fuck me, it'd be hilarious if he's from Adelaide City.
Well, I think I looked it up. It was his name, Bovalina or something.
Both owners were at this game, right? Both owners were at this game. So I'm hoping they went, an Aussie did that. And obviously they've got Hugh Jackman always there. Maybe it's just going to plant something in their head to sign an Aussie because the last Aussie we had was a Pratt.
Okay, so he played for Adelaide United.
In the A-League, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which is still pretty amazing because the A-League's like the big joke is the A-League is like League 2 best at its best. At its best. At its worst, it's National League South, North. So that is good for him. I'm glad he got the goal. Good on him. But at the end of the day, we're Wrexham supporters, and it's about the club. I've always said this. I put this on all my posts when I talk about the Matildas, Socceroos, Wrexham. I always go. It goes Wrexham, Straya, Beers in that order. All right, in that order. Wrexham, Straya, Beers.
I do think, honestly, it's raised some very important questions about how we're going to do this year, I think.
Correct.
Very, very important questions because I did not see the team doing that well. And they really did make me speechless. And I was just like, holy shit, like we've got something here this season. Like, look out. So I think on that note, we go to an ad break, we come back and we start giving our predictions for League One. What do you say, Adrian? To the ads?
I'm going home. Like, I'm done.
You always say that. You always say that and you never do it. One of these days, I'm just going to say, stop being a fucking pussy and just hang up. There we go. So I don't know how long this little segment's going to take, but obviously we've got to split it up into 20-minute blocks because we got advertiser responsibilities. Wow.
Gross.
So I've got the old tier maker, tier list. Here we go. Let's bring her up. Let's have a look what we're looking at. And we'll do that. Look at that. Look at
That's
that.
not your nudes. What are you doing?
So the whole idea of this is that we have to agree. So we have to fully agree on what we are.
We're so fucked.
Yeah. So from 1 to 24, here we go. The two Beards 24-25 season EFL League One prediction. We're going to start from the bottom. Who's getting relegated? Who's getting relegated? Right. So we got 4 spots. 4 spots in League One go down. Now,
are we talking in any order here, or are we going starting from 24 and working our way up?
So we're starting from 24. We're going to work our way up.
I like it.
So I'm just going to give you my first one, or
Wrong.
who will be, yeah, who will be the worst one. Now, I thought about this, and I'm going to go with Burton Albion in 24th position.
Agreed. 100%. I mean, if you go off of last year's league table, out of the teams who were not relegated, Burton is last. So mathematically, quick maths, put them last.
Well, I mean, they just got Fleur in. I think they've got
Oh, come on. It's just like, can leave Fleur alone. Leave Fleur alone. She's done. We're done.
Oh, dear. So
leave her alone. I'm going to go rip a flare.
Agreement with that. So you reckon in 24th position, going down will be Burton Albion.
Bro, like, especially with the relegation places, I'm just going off of last year's league table, to be real. I'm not making any call for anything less.
Trying to look at who's doing what in the transfer window as well. So
yeah,
and Burton haven't really been a whole lot busy, you know.
No, you're right.
Which leads me to 23. Now, I was having a look at 23. This side has lost a lot of loan players, not been very active in the market, and they were
Stockport.
Fairly average.
Charlton. Fuck off. Get out of my head, dude. What the fuck? Screw you. That is hilarious, because that is actually, here's me saying we're going to disagree on everything. And I've got it written down here on my little list. You can see shit. Is Charlton. So
really?
Yep.
No way. Wow, this is going to be.
Can I guess the next one so I can call it?
Okay, go on. Guess the next one.
All right.
In 22nd position, and also being relegated to League Two, we have, drum roll,
Shrewsbury.
Oh, okie dokie, Shrewsbury.
They were second last out of the people who were still alive, so they finished 19th last season. We beat them in League Two. Now, I'm not saying that should be your barometer for everything, but we beat them when we were in League Two, and they were in League One, and we beat them in the FA Cup on their own paddock. I don't know. That just answers it for me. It also creates more of a rivalry. They'll probably go in the playoffs and I'll look like a twat. But that is my guess because of last season's form. And like what you've said, no, they haven't really done many signings. They haven't done anything crazy out there. that shows me that they're trying. I mean, obviously they're trying, but it doesn't show me that they're going to look any better. So I'm keeping them at my 22nd. Do you agree?
Well, not at first. I had them just above relegation, but given the way you just put that, and yes, they haven't been that active, but they can be problematic. They
Yeah.
they do call they had a hell of a lot of draws.
Yep.
What are they, 13 wins, 9 draws, 24 losses.
Yep.
So in last season. So yeah, look, but they also lost to us in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So
And I just think like
I think given that, I'd say yeah. I'll allow that one. 22 Shrewsbury.
they only had 13 wins last season and 24 losses with 9 draws.
Really?
That's I don't know. That just made me go. And if you go off their form towards the end of the season, if again we're going off of that, it was loss, draw, draw, loss, loss. So they weren't looking like they were winning or saving themselves, doing themselves any favors. I have an idea of who I think should be in the next spot, but if you've got a position, you go.
Okay. I will ask you for this one. This team has been very, very quiet so far. Haven't heard a lot from them. Who do you think I might be talking about?
I'm thinking Exeter.
Fuck off. Really?
Well, you hovered your mouse over it, so that was a giveaway. But also, it does make sense. Look, last season they had 17 wins and 19 losses, 10 draws, and they finished with 61 points in 13th position. They did themselves favors towards the end of the season. They finished with loss, but win, win, draw, win. But that's where most of their wins have come in that last little stint. So again, does that mean that saves themselves, or does that just a little thing that saved them from last year's relegation and now they're in the shit? But in saying that, it's pretty funny to me that we haven't chosen any of the newly promoted teams to be in that.
Oh, there's one coming up.
Which I'm proud of, yes. And I know that's who I was going for next, which was I'm going in 20th with Mansfield.
Oh, I had Mansfield at 19.
Okay, well, who you got 20th, my friend? You sell it to me.
All right. So, I mean, look, I can understand. I mean, Mansfield, they love to have a good whinge. I was tossing up. So, I think in 20th, I had who was it? Let me pull up my list. Hang on, where's my list? I had Reading.
Yeah, I mean they got screwed with their points deduction last season or the season before. I can't remember now, but they got screwed with a points deduction. They're not really being managed quite well. They're actually being managed into the ground. It's giving me shadows of what happened with our mates at.
They're fucked, mate.
They're fucked.
They're fucked, and that's why I have them literally just avoiding relegation. I mean, I was almost going to give them relegation.
Yeah,
but
it's just giving me the shades of Southend, and I'm like I don't know, I'm starting to worry that they're going to be run into the ground. I don't think they'll get relegated because I mean they've already got relegated because of their points deduction. Because of that, I think they'll stay up. To be honest, they probably may even be one of the middle table teams. But I actually would say, yeah, you know what, pop them there because Mansfield have done too much to go back down or be close to it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've just literally agreed on our next two, which is Reading and then Mansfield. So Mansfield avoiding relegation at the bottom still.
Can I give you my next one?
All right, go on. I think I know who it's going to be.
I guess it. I've got it here. Already got my finger on it, so you can't go guess it. Go for it.
Cambridge.
No, I've got Bristol Rovers. So the reason I've got Bristol Rovers is they sat at 15th position with 16 wins, 9 draws, 21 losses, finishing on the season on 57 points. Now, Bristol have this, like one of my favorite badges, by the way. Like I fucking love their badge. like their logo, fucking incredible. But Bristol as a club, no disrespect to them either. I'm going off of lack of media coverage around any big transfers. Have they got anything that's in the pipeline? And then we look at what they did towards the end of the season and in their preseason. At the end of their season was a bit of a mixed bag. I don't think they're going down, but they're definitely middle table or close to that, which is they lost. They went loss, win, loss. And again, I just don't think a team that concedes 68 goals, 68 they conceded, which I'm going to double check, is the third most in the league last season. So they conceded the third most amount of goals last season, unless they've looked at some getting a new goalkeeper in. I don't think that bodes well for them. I'm sitting them in 18th. Now, guys, I just want a bit of a disclaimer here before we go to an ad break, I'm sure. But can I just say, we don't know shit. we have joined this league blind as fuck. We have no time to get used to the teams we're up against. If we were to predict us in League Two, I think we could get a pretty good guess. We're in League One where we've seen the teams go up that we think are good, like Portsmouth, and we've seen like them go up. Oh, great. And then we've seen other teams like Cheltenham go down. So we wouldn't be able to guess those ones. So it's all just a free for all. If your team is in it and you're watching this, I promise we're not just twats. I mean, we are twats, but that's different. We are just going to say we don't know.
Well, I mean, Adrian might not have put some thought into it, but I sure as hell did.
Well, I 100% put thought into it, but it doesn't mean we know. Like last season when we did our League 2 one, it was the most catastrophic, ugly piece of shit that you could have ever seen.
It was, wasn't it? It was fucked.
It was cool.
That shit was fucked. But anyway, so Bristol Rovers, you guys 18th. I actually didn't have them as 18th. They have been fairly quiet in the transfer window, but they haven't lost a hell of a lot of players either. I had Bristol Rovers originally in 14th.
Yep. I mean, that's a position higher than what they were last season because they're sitting in 15th. But I like that we can agree on that one because I think I know where you're going to go with the next one because of your guess just before. Who have you got?
Well, I'm actually going to argue for Cambridge on this one.
Yep. No, agreed.
Cambridge. Straight into
good old
17th.
Cambridge, man. Cambridge is a team that has not, I don't want to say fallen. They did exceedingly well in previous seasons to go up. They have produced people like the Paul Mullen and the Paul Mullen stand, which is no longer called the Paul Mullen stand ever since he signed for Wrexham. But there was a stand named after the fella because of his incredible works, League Two leading goal scorer seasons with them. But since they've lost him, they've lost a bit of that knack. They did have a good following season, I believe, going up again, staying in this League One position and just avoiding us. And it's been finally we're going to get Paul Mullen reunited with them and playing against him. I don't think they're going to do as well as some people think. And I'm with you. 17 sounds about right.
Straight up Cambridge. 17. All right. So this brings us to 16th. We'll go all the way to the top 10 and then we'll have a break. So 16th position. Who we want to do this one? I know who I've got in 16th.
You go, because I don't think I put a lot of people in like brackets middle table, so it doesn't really count.
All right, fair enough. Where we go? Northampton in 16th.
Yeah. I mean, they were 14th last season. They finished conceding 66 goals. They had 17 wins, 9 draws, 20 losses, finishing on the 60 points. They finished the season with a mixed bag: draw, loss, win. Northampton were the team when we joined League Two. They actually dominated League Two the year before we joined, and they went up. They went up last season. So for them to be middle table again with they've kind of been fucked because they went and dominated League Two going up, hoping that they'd do something in the next year. They finished middle table, and now they've got new teams like Stockport and Wrexham champing at the bit to do some damage. That's not going to bode well for a team that, yes, they went up the last season, but probably don't go down, but definitely don't go up.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Um,
Oof.
so yeah, so Northampton I think is probably a good one to leave there. 15th. Now this is one I struggled with.
I'm going to give you one of my middle tables, and you can tell me if you think it's all right or not. My middle table, I had Charlton.
Charlton, but they're in 23rd.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Fuck me, Dad. Yep. Who was I thinking of then? Oh, sorry. Fuck me. Holy shit. Sorry. So I had them in my brackets of middle table and I had them in my relegation one because nothing better than doubling up on a team. Am I right?
That's right.
So we have got, fuck me. Embarrassing. I'm looking at the other team in red and that was Leighton Orient. They finished in 11th. They haven't done anything exceedingly well in terms of signing anyone major. Look, I'm talking out my ass here. I just didn't know where to put them. I thought middle table sounds about right. 15th sounds like a good option.
So
I don't know.
this is their second season in League One.
As is Northampton.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're looking at their recent friendlies that they've played, they played the Hearts. They
Well,
haven't
Hearts of
really,
Midlothian.
yeah, they won 2-1 against the Hearts.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, the SP, I can say this. The SPFL is two teams. It's Celtic or Rangers. Fucking everyone else sucks donkey dick. Like, it is crazy. So I wouldn't put that a big one. What else? Who else did they play?
Welling United. I don't know, no idea who that is.
I think they're in National League South, only because I know that from my my stupid
St Albans,
manager.
or St Albans? What St Albans? What are they in?
They're the same one, National League South.
So they won 5. So they're playing all these friendlies against fucking National League sides. Okay, all right. You know what? We go with you on that one. I'm gonna go with you on that one. Leighton Orient. It is their second season in League One. They are a good side, but yeah, they haven't been very active. So I think they might just stay in that. They'll stay
Yeah,
safe, comfortable 15th.
mate. I literally made when you said we're going to be doing this, I made two lists. I made the what I believe is playoffs. So that was the only thing I put in positions. And then I had my relegation 4, which are these 4 here, ironically, but in a different order. And then the rest of them were middle table. So you can place them wherever you like because I've got no fucking idea. I genuinely have no clue.
You're just going to agree with everything I do.
Honestly, I am because I have no like I wanted to read up on it, but I was too busy fixating on the teams that I think are going to be in playoffs. I was too busy fixating on who we're going to be competing against for those, playoff places, who would be competing for promotion. And that's all I gave a shit about. And that's awful, but I did. That's all I cared about. And then I was like, oh shit, middle table, relegation. And then that's how I went with it. Like I did no thought into anything else other than that top 7.
Okay. Well, I put some thought into this next one, and I'm actually feeling pretty comfortable with it because I've had a few players depart. They haven't brought players in, and they lost a key player 5 days ago. So they did well last season.
Ooh.
But this season, I think they're going to struggle just a little bit.
Blackpool. Ooh, just out of the playoff places last season. They had 21 wins, 10 draws, 15 losses, sat on 73 points. Look, when their finish to the season was pretty good. It was a loss, but then win, 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 win. So, look, we're going off of form of the last 5 games in their preseason games. I think that's probably accurate.
Blackpool, that's right. All right, Blackpool in 14th spot. So now we're getting down to the juicy stuff. So we're going to start looking at mid-table now.
Oof.
From 13th.
I called everything from 8th to 20th mid-table, mate. So like, I was just like, yeah, mid-table. Just chuck him in this pile.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, all right. So bringing it on to our 13th position. And I think this one, and I reckon you would probably support this one. Stockport.
No way.
Yep.
No. They've got to be in the playoff places. If we're thinking we're going to be in that with the amount of money spent and the amount of what they've done, get fucked. Like I honestly, I'm not a Stockport fan by any means, but putting them 13th is an injustice.
I don't know. I just think that they got rid of too many players last season. Yes, they brought in quite a decent amount too, but I just think they're going to be lacking that team togetherness. And I
mean, the same could be said about us. And I know that we've got most of them there, but like if you watched any of our friendlies, you'd be like, fuck me, Dobby, Seb, every one of those. I'd have them higher, mate. Just
okay,
no disrespect.
Right. So out of these remaining sides, who goes into the 13th spot? Wigan. Hell no.
They finished 12th last season, mate, which is, we're putting them one place lower.
Okay, but they've just signed someone from Leicester City and from Manchester United. So Ladix have signed Joe Hugel from Manchester United. Okay. And they've also gone on and they've splashed out and they've got Silko Thomas on loan from Leicester City. Now, they've had a few others. I just do not see them being low.
Oh, fuck me. I know where we're putting there. I know who we're putting there. And how have we not put them there sooner? Crawley.
Oh, Crawley.
Well, honestly, bro, I'd swap them and Mansfield.
You know what? Yes.
Like, yes. I'd put Mansfield 13th and Crawley Town 19th. I don't know. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Let's do that. I'm in full agreement with you on that one. Mansfield and
this is the problem when we don't know. There's 24 places to guess.
I completely overlooked Crawley.
No, mate, I did
completely overlooked him.
I had him in a list called mid-table, which was 8th to 20th, mate. So like, it's just I cooked it, mate. I cooked it. Don't worry about it. I'm really confident with my playoffs. Very confident with my playoffs. Well, but let's finish this before we get there.
Argue the most.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we got to look at 12th spot, right?
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to tell me that I'm cooked.
Go on.
So, Wickham finished 10th last season.
12th.
They finished 10th last season. Wickham Wanderers.
Oh, Wickham. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Wigan.
No, sorry, Wickham.
Okay, yeah.
Or Wycombe, or however you want to say it. But I don't think they have done nearly as much in the preseason as you'd think, other than signing a certain goalkeeper who likes to puncture lungs. Other than that, though, mate, I haven't heard anything else. Again, we're on the other side of the world. We don't have papers that tell us shit. We're going off of pure vitriol that rolls around. I haven't heard anything from Wickham other than we're playing them first up.
Yep, and we will beat them first up. Wickham,
I think so too. Or we'll get a rude awakening like we did against MK, and then we get back on track. So regardless, first one's a freebie.
All right, well, Wickham in 12th. I'm going with you on that one.
Yep.
I actually had Wickham in 11th, but I'll say 12th is good.
So we've now gone through this list and we've nailed pretty much, just shuffling it a little bit, the same sort of middle table as what has happened last season. I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. The team who finished 7th just scraped into the playoffs last season, Lincoln City. I'm thinking that they are going to finish outside of playoffs this season. Again, I'm going off of fuck all information. I'm going off of Have I heard anything about what's happened to them since? I looked at the playoff spots and I went, fuck, how did they even get there? Like, what were they doing there? I heard about how Peterborough went. I heard about how Oxford went. I heard how Bolton went, Barnsley as well. Lincoln City, I heard nothing about it. Didn't really look into it at all. I'm going off of that ignorance, which is if you don't know, just chuck them in the middle. So that's what I'm doing. What have you got for that position, my friend?
Well, I mean, I originally had Stockport there, but you
I've debunked that, mate. That ain't happening.
you stomped on that party real quick.
If we think we're going to be up there, then they would have to be in a similar boat. That's just my pure logic of that. That's why I have them in my playoff places. But
Yeah.
we'll get into that.
And they did obviously play Harrogate Town, and they won comfortably. But yes, very, very quiet in the transfer market. Did come 7th last season.
Well, it's either that or we're filling in the gaps with Stevenage and another team to fit Stockport and Wrexham in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I still feel like Stockport's going to finish around 10th.
Let's get to 11th first. Do you think Lincoln City will Lincoln City
all right, I'm going to change my mind because yes, they have been extremely quiet. So let's go Lincoln City 11th.
Okay.
And then 10th is Stockport.
No.
Come on. Stockport's got to be 10th.
They've got to be fighting for those places. And I know 10th technically is, but honestly, man, like
first season in League One.
It's our first season in League One, and I know where you've got us, mate.
Yeah, but they took 2 seasons to go to League Two. They've swapped their. I just don't see them going high above 10th spot. I mean, I was happy to concede and take him out of 12th, but there's something that just clicks in my head, like they're just not going to do what we think. I mean, you look at the other sides that we've got here. Wigan have made some key signings. Birmingham have spent up a storm.
Straight up, Stockport, do they beat Stevenage? Yes. So the logic there is Stevenage would go there, right?
All right, let's put Stevenage there. Fuck it.
Right. Now let's go the same logic. We want to knock them out. Let's go back to 8th and 9th. Who would you go to there? Now here's where I can kind of agree with you. Okay, Huddersfield, they've just gone down. They're probably going to be in those playoffs places. Cool. Birmingham, definitely. If not, I'm putting them as my top. Rotherham, really well. The only one I could argue with is being outside of that is Barnsley. But Barnsley have done pretty well with their signings as well. So the only other options you've got here are Wigan, which you rate quite highly because of their transfer, and I'm willing to back you on that. So do we have them in 8th or 9th? If you think Stockport would beat any of those teams, then we would then put them higher.
I on my list, if I was to shuffle things about, this is how my list currently looks. If we're going to knock out both.
Yeah.
Right. This is how my list currently looks.
Yep. Okay. Look, so I'll be honest.
Wigan in 8th, Stockport in 9th.
Yeah. And I mean, and for those guys who are like, what the fuck are they doing on the screen? It's a very visual medium episode. So if you have YouTube, just open that bad boy up. But honestly, Stockport in 9th, I don't know, man. Like that, it sits well, but it makes sense if you go off of every other previous season. Okay, people who dominated the league and won the league the year before, Northampton, they came up and finished middle table 13th or whatever, 14th. We've put them in 16th.
But think of it this way, like last season with the League Two, how close it was, especially between the playoff spots and those fighting for the playoff spots. It was extremely close.
Yeah.
It's going to be that situation again.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to concede that one there. Let's leave that as Stockport in 9th, Wigan at 8th.
All right.
And let's go to an ad break, mate.
Let's go to an ad break because now we got to talk about playoffs and automatic promotions. This one's going to be fun. So see you guys after the break. Woo! And welcome back. Now we have to get to our juicy playoff spots and the playoff winner. So in third will be the playoff winner, not who obviously will finish in third at the end of the season. So this is where it's going to be a little bit different.
Little
Who wins the
tasty.
playoffs. But we've got some tasty sides now. Tasty sides.
Oh, Barnsley,
right.
Birmingham, Bolton, Huddersfield, Peterborough, Rotherham, and Wrexham.
Oh, it doesn't get much juicier than that. I mean, to think that we put Wrexham in with this mob, like this is the shit. This is going to go good.
Shit
My
stirring.
seventh is going to be Barnsley.
Yeah, read my mind, mate. They finished in what, sixth last season. They are damaging. Let's not diminish that. They could be a team who really do contend for that last spot in the playoffs. So let's not disregard being seventh, being your shit. We're saying, hey, everyone who's in this is in this. We're even saying eighth and ninth to even 10th to Stevenage, maybe even involved. So, okay, fuck it. Where did sixth go, my friend?
Oh shit!
Counting with Rousey.
So I'm going to be one short.
That's all right. We'll put them next to. How about that?
We'll put them next to Barnsley up here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I've got this one as a pretty much a lock for me. I got Bolton in sixth.
You know what? Totally agree with you on that one.
Bolton are a very, very good football club. Back when I was a kid, they were in the Premier League. Again, like I'd never followed a Premier League club, but I've watched the Premier League highlights every week, and fuck me, if they weren't in it every week. And dude, it was one of those ones where I can't believe we're playing against teams like that. Do you know what I mean? We're playing against Bolton. We're playing against Wigan. We're playing against Reading. Like, yeah, anyways, pretty cool. I'm just in a bit of awe right now. This is the Pantheon. Okay, fifth place. Can we go down here and just give us a little squeeze of what we got?
Okay. So Barnsley are going to miss out on so Bolton. So there we go. So I've live edited it as we spoke. So we got Barnsley in seventh, Bolton in sixth. So Barnsley are just going to miss out. So
yep.
There we go. All right. So who have we got in fifth? Okay. This one is a little surprising, I guess. I mean, you could say. I just know you. Freshly relegated side Huddersfield.
What? Yeah, that's kind of accurate.
All right.
I mean, I don't see them beating Birmingham to the title or beating a Peterborough or even a Rotherham. Speaking of Peterborough, they finished in fourth last season. I might have them in fourth again.
Peterborough in fourth again.
BT Dubs, does that mean we're missing Oxford?
No, Oxford went up.
Oh, that's right. They did it in the playoffs. My bad. Sorry. I'm looking at the last year's ladder and I'm like, they finished fifth. So where the fuck are they?
Oh, okay. So
my mind, mate. My mind.
We're left with Birmingham, Peterborough, Rotherham, and Wrexham.
Peterborough for me goes in that fourth spot.
Yeah, and I'm in total agreement here. So Peterborough in fourth spot.
Yeah.
So that leaves Birmingham, Rotherham.
We're going to disagree so hard.
And Wrexham. So I know who I've got number one. I think we're going to disagree on who gets the other two spots and winning the playoffs.
All right, I'm going to pick who I've got.
What am I going to do? Let me just
don't you dare put them in third. I was going to say.
Let me just drag these up here because there's a bit of work, right?
Yeah, I see. Yep.
Drag them up here first.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Put them there. Oy.
So here's what I say. Your top three will be Birmingham takes the championship and goes back up.
Yep.
Wrexham take second. Rotherham take third.
I agree. Fuck off. I agree.
Holy shit. Fuck off. Really?
I always thought you were going to say that Wrexham were going to win the title. And I was like, oh, sorry, brother. I just don't see us beating a Birmingham side in the way that they've invested. We've invested. We've got these players. We've got a great squad. Rotherham's probably the only other people only people to challenge, I reckon, those top two. Honestly, mate, it's going to be paper thin between all of these people. Wrexham could be sitting sixth by the end of the season by just a point or goal difference or whatever it might be. We might even miss out, unluckily. I think, and this is something that all Wrexham fans should take. And obviously, we want to win. But we also need a bit of perspective. League One is the highest with this club has achieved. It's where we're meant to be. And obviously, we want to go and break the ceiling and do that. Do we have to do it in the first season? No. Do I think we can? Definitely. I'm in a full agreement with this table, especially the playoffs. I had Barnsley, Bolton. I think I had Huddersfield in Rotherham's spot, but doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But honestly,
I'm shocked.
Honestly, the top two, Birmingham being number one, I just don't see anything beating what they're dropping out. It's a la Stockport last season.
They got Alfie May. They've spent probably the same amount as a top end championship side. I mean, their eyes are clearly get back into the championship.
Yep. Rotherham are close behind in that spending. Wrexham's close behind in that spending, and ironically, Stockport are close behind in that spending. So it's one of those things where we kind of go, are we dreaming here? Maybe. And here's the thing. If you told me, Adrian, I will guarantee that Wrexham stay up. So don't go down. They stay in League One. And I could guarantee that. I would be happy with that. And that's just pure perspective here. That Rome was not built in a day. Back to back to back has not been achieved, I don't believe. And in quick succession as it has. I think Luton had a break where they stayed in League One an extra year. Honestly, happy with this tier list, mate. I'm very happy with it. I think it's a very accurate display.
I'm surprised you agree with me with that. I was expecting to have it out. Right.
Honestly, I thought when you said I know my number one spot, I was like, brother, I love you, but you can't just keep putting him number one. And I'll be honest, this is the highest I've ever placed Wrexham ever. And I honestly believe anything above relegation is good.
I honestly thought before I'd seen the preseason games, I would have put Wrexham in the playoffs or possibly winning the playoffs and going up. But after seeing what they're putting out, who we're bringing in, the togetherness of the team, just how good they're actually playing as a unit, and that's something that's something money can't buy. You need key recruiting to do that. And Wrexham have done it year after year after year for the past 4 years, and they are just flying, and they have the best change room, the best back-end staff. They don't need a Birmingham's budget or a top-end championship budget.
I mean, to be honest, we kind of do have it though. And I think that's what I think I like about it is we have the reserves in the sense that we've got the money if we need to, break in case of an emergency. I also think this whole thing of, or if you move up too fast, it's financially not viable and blah, 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 blah. Fuck off. If you're winning, you're winning, and you're winning money, sponsorships, endorsements, players. You are winning, and I don't give a shit what anyone says about it.
That money comes in thick and fast.
It does. And look, I hear about the championship every time that championship clubs are bleeding. And that's why Reading got stung with the deductions and then going down. And then people like that get stung. Wigan, all those people, Bolton over the years, people get stung, and that's how it is. But that's football. If you are wanting to be competitive, if you're wanting to be in contention, you have to take risks and spend and put the players on the park that you believe might do it. Now, again, as I'm going to say, I'm going to repeat myself for anyone who's a neutral, a Wrexham fan, or other. If we stay up, that is a win. And anyone who sells that to you any differently can suck an egg, because honestly, this club has achieved some incredible feats in the last couple of years, and we have been spoiled as newer Wrexham fans over the last 4 years.
100%. 100%. I mean, you often hear people say, "Oh, what where these fans going to be when we start losing, or if we have a stale season and we don't go up." You know, it's if those people are going to walk away, they're not real fans to begin with.
To be honest, I say
I'll
bring
call
it on.
out right there and then. Those are the bandwagon jumpers.
Yep.
But we're not bandwagon jumpers here at Two Beards. We're here for the long run. We are Wrexham till we die.
Yeah, fuck. It's going to be hard to scrub this off if we start losing. Do you know what I mean? like my tattoo. You've nailed it on the head, mate. It's Wrexham till we die. There are a lot of fans, unfortunately, from any club when they start winning. And let's not try and act like Wrexham are the first to have bandwagoners. Let's talk about any of the fucking whole of the Premier League. Man City, Chelsea. Chelsea used to be shit. Fucking Leicester, when they were up and about, all of a sudden there's Leicester fans. Fuck off. It was just one of those things that when all these clubs start winning and start being successful, people would gravitate towards it. I think the difference with Wrexham is, yes, there was a doco, but they weren't drawn to it because it's like, oh, we're going to be in the Premier League one day. They were drawn to it because of the town, the story, and what it's been able to do. And people just stuck around. I'm going to give you an honest thought, and I cannot believe I'm saying this. I love the doco and I love the people who make the doco, and I know some of the people who are part of making that doco. That's nothing. If they cancelled it tomorrow, I would not shed a tear. I would not be upset. I would not be. It's what introduced us, and it would be sad, but it's not what Wrexham's about. It's about the club and the town and what it's about. And it's not about what they put in front of the camera sometimes. Sometimes it's about, being able to fucking get into those stands, man. And I just want to get over there, mate. I'm sorry. I'm getting an emotional state.
It's coming. Don't worry. So just to wrap this segment up, just to recap for our listeners, the Two Beards Media and Two Beards Wrexham Podcast predictions for the 24-25 season goes as of this: 1, Birmingham; 2, Wrexham; 3, Rotherham; 4, Peterborough; 5, Huddersfield; 6, Bolton. So there's your top 6 in playoffs. Then we have Barnsley in 7th, 8th in Wigan, 9th Stockport, 10th Stevenage, 11th Lincoln City, 12th Wycombe Wanderers, 13th Mansfield, 14th Blackpool, 15th Leyton Orient, 16 Northampton, 17 Cambridge United, 18th Bristol Rovers, 19th Crawley Town, and 20th Reading. With the relegated sides going to League Two will be Exeter City, Shrewsbury, Charlton, and Burton Albion. There we have it. That was rather painless.
It was rather painless. I think the difference here is you and I are both not under any illusion that we know everything about these clubs. We've heard about the teams who are making moves, and that's what we've backed right there, right? That's just an example of, we've seen what Rotherham are doing, we've seen what Birmingham are doing, we're seeing what Wrexham's doing, and that's who we're backing. We're seeing what Peterborough is doing, the same thing, Bolton, Huddersfield. Those teams, I mean, that's a tasty playoffs. And to be honest, mate, to even consider us to be up that high, it's a really nice feeling. And I think we can do it. I definitely think we can. But at the end of the day, I just want to stay up and I just want this ride to continue. But even if we were to go down, you and I are going to be here till the end of time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's go to our break. Let's wrap this up. It's been a really interesting episode. Probably the episode that has to come out. Everyone's going to do it before the season starts, but we're going to get in there first.
Was what she proclaimed.
All right. So after the ad break, let's wrap things up for another week. Let's go. Woo. And that is it back for another week of the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. That's me singing. I can't sing for
That's
shit.
our theme song.
Yeah,
It's the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. Anyways,
Hey, did you actually hear the I know you did because you fucking shared it in the Discord, the James McLean chant. I fucking love that chant.
well,
Why
that's
would you
from
sing that chant?
yeah, well, that's from I think it was from the 2016 Euros. I want to say yeah. And it's of the Irish fans singing it. If you want to see it, join the Discord. No, I'm kidding. It's just good, but I think it's just shows. I mean, the first time I saw James McLean was the Euros, when he was representing Ireland, and it's crazy to think that Wrexham have him. And like when you see these chants, you go, "Fuck!" Like he's not just a League One player. Like he's a you know what they talk about
bona fide international.
yeah, bona fide international. But you know when they talk about cult heroes, like players that, like we're going to talk about, you can talk about your Paul Mullins being, the best of the best, your Ollie Palmers, your, Arthur Okonkwo, even Ben Foster to an extent, what he did, is going to go down as something incredible. But cult heroes are the ones that like, they play for you. They do incredible work. They're just maybe not the best of the best. But I'm thinking of like people like McLean and Fletcher are those kinds of players that will just stick with you and you want them playing for you every week. I hope that they end up. I hope Wrexham's the last team they play for. That sounds awful, but it's like I don't want them to go. Like even thinking about Luke Young playing for another team and Ben Tozer playing for another team.
I think it will be because just you look at the posts that James McLean's been putting out.
Yeah.
He's all Wrexham. He loves it. He fucking loves being a Wrexham, and you can clearly see it there's been a major shift in his posts online. He just loves it. He loves Wrexham, and then and Wrexham love James McLean.
My
mum loves James McLean.
I love it. He's just so good, man. Like, and I think. I know that a lot of people, I fucking hate it. I hate seeing little trolls on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And they're always like, oh, James McLean playing the victim and always played blah, 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 blah. Just fucking shut the fuck up and let the man play his football. He's fucking good. He's also a good human being. Like the way he talks about his brothers in arms, like the people who wear the shirt with him. I can't speak highly of the bloke. And also his kids, his family, the people around him, the way he is with fans as well. Like he's just a genuinely good person. And this isn't just the James McLean Love podcast. All of the players in Wrexham are like this. It's not just a once-off. It is everyone in that lineup, in the bench, in the reserves. They're humble, they're good people, and they just want what's best for the town. And to be honest, man, that's all you could ask for. And you're right. Wrexham do it every year. They bring in the right people.
That's right. That's right. And you know what? I haven't given my numpty of the week, but I fucking love James McLean. I really, really do. I really, really love James McLean. And I was going to give my numpty of the week to the commentators of the Chelsea game. But I'm going to give it to Cole. Fuck it.
Cole. Snap him in half.
Yep. Fuck ya. You dumb fuck. You get numpty of the week because you try to pick a fight with James McLean. You try to catch him off guard. You shirt fronted him. You shoved his shirt up in his face. You might have copped a cheeky one, but fuck me. If that was you, you'd go get right in the nuts. But so he's getting my numpty of the week this week.
I like it, mate. I like it.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that's it for the week. I mean, it's been a fairly cruisy episode.
My brain is mush, mate. My brain is mush.
Your brain is mush and you haven't even been smoking weed. So
just working hard for the money. So hard for the money. Anyways.
I get hard.
And that, on that bombshell.
On that bombshell. Here we go. Righto, we'll finish it there.
Play the Top Gear theme song instead of anything.
Righto. Leave a comment down below if you want to reach out to us. We love reading your comments every week. Hit that subscribe button, like and share the absolute shit out of this episode if you like it. And let us know what your predictions are next season. Let us know if you disagree with any of ours. We'd love to know. We'd love to hear from
Fight.
you. So,
Fight us. Fight
yeah,
us.
fight us. Come on,
No,
bring
I'm
it
kidding.
on.
Don't do it. I'm scared. Please don't.
You fight Rousey. Fight me. Do it.
And I'll
Anyway.
hide behind.
But yeah, look, you want to become a fuckhead, links will be in the description down below. There's a link tree as well, but there'll also be a separate link to the Patreon. We thank you guys for listening to us if you got this far. I'm your host, Rousey. That is Adrian. That is another week. Beard brethren, shillers, fuckheads, and just all around legends. This is the Two Beards Wrexham Podcast. See you next week. Woo!